A Court of Mist and Fury is the seductive and stunning #1 New York Times best-selling sequel to Sarah J. Maas's spellbinding A Court of Thorns and Roses. Feyre has undergone more trials than one human woman can carry in her heart. Though she's now been granted the powers and lifespan of the High Fae, she is haunted by her time under the mountain and the terrible deeds she performed to save the lives of Tamlin and his people. As her marriage to Tamlin approaches, Feyre is cast in an all-Fae remake of the hit NBC sitcom Night Court. The show is set during the night shift of the Valaris Dream Court, presided over by a young, unorthodox judge, Rhys, played by Rhysand, Lord of the Night. It features recurring characters such as Public Defender, the Morrigan, bailiffs, Cassian and Azriel, and of course, a blood-drinking prosecutor, Amren. But it hasn't been very long since NBC's last attempt to revive Night Court for the streaming age. If Feyre is to make this reboot succeed, she'll need to pull out all the stops. We're talking full frontal here. But will her commitment to this new job threaten her commitment to Tamlin? Nate, what did you think of the pilot episode of A Show of Knights and Courts?
I thought that the length was really great. It was a pretty long and fulfilling pilot. Much better than the previous one, if I do say so myself. It really hits that spot.
His length was nothing if not long and fulfilling.
Yeah, so I'm here for it.
But you know where Tamlin has the advantage, though? Diameter.
He can be an animal. Oh.
I mean, you can leave it. I don't know. I guess, am I editing this one?
Yeah, you're editing this one. You leave that in if that works. I don't care.
So yeah, we'll see. I don't know if it says more about you or her, but like, low-key surprised Sarah J. Maas didn't go there. Oh God. So we're here. It's the sequel to A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's A Court of Mist and Fury. Every time they said Night Court, I kept thinking of the old TV show. I'm the wrong gender and apparently the wrong age to properly enjoy this book.
I kept thinking of Mr. Plinkett.
Well, Mr. Plinkett, what do you say we watch the new Night Court reboot?
Night Court? What the hell is Night Court?
Yes.
He just wants to watch his Night Court.
He wants to watch his Night Court tapes. Oh God. But yeah, so every time they said Night Court, I was thinking it. I don't think I'm older than Sarah J. Maas, so it's weird that she wasn't thinking it.
Yeah, I think Sarah J. Maas is actually older than you. She's 39.
Yeah, so she should have been thinking about Night Court. Maybe she was. Maybe this is Night Court fanfic. I guess we're going to get into spoilers. This is
Yeah, we are.
This is like how old is this book? Like almost 10 years now? Or was it 2018?
Is it really? 2016. So yeah, 9 years.
Yeah. This is an older book at this point.
This is an Obama aged book.
You could tell. It was a more optimistic time. I don't think this is the kind of romance we'd have today.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into spoilers. If spoilers might matter for this.
Well, if you already listened to the entire first book, which you should do, then, you might as well just spoil the rest of it, right? But first, go back and listen to those three first, because we need the downloads, and then come back here.
I have a controversial take, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if you need to read the first book.
Hey, but then how will you know who Tamlin and Lucien are?
Does it
Ben?
matter? Does it matter?
And also the servant lady whose name I've forgotten because I think
it's
she was only in the
Alice.
book for like once. Yeah, okay, Alice.
Yeah, I mean, she's in the book a couple of times. She doesn't speak much, but she's assisting with
she's
dressing
there.
and doing general servile tasks. Even though everybody has magic,
That is a good point that you probably don't need to read the first book. If you're on Team Tamlin, I've got some bad news for you.
You're a piece of shit, and so is Tamlin. And everything Tamlin did was problematic and wrong. And in retrospect, everything Tamlin does is a problem, and he's a bad person. And now that she's not with him anymore, he sucks. And Rhys actually,
I can't tell how
was nothing but good.
If you're having a laugh here,
everything Rhys did that maybe crossed lines or violated consent or was horrible and traumatic, that actually, like, the worse the thing he did was, the worse it hurt him. He was actually sacrificing his own comfort and his own reputation for you.
Yeah, I guess that's the point. Tamlin's a piece of shit because of his anger issues, and he's a total piece of shit. Fuck him. But also, like Rhys, last time he was just trying to help you out without raising suspicion.
Is sexy shadow daddy Jesus Christ crucifying himself over and over again for your sins and the sins of everyone else. And if Rhys, actually, he was the one being abused, and actually he was doing it for a noble cause, and all these people, and like he did everything for everybody else, and he's never done anything for himself, and he's just the best guy. And Tamlin's just an amazing piece of shit.
He spent the last 50 years pretending to be a bad person.
And then the previous 100 or so also pretending to be a bad person.
It's great because you thought that the Court of Nightmares was his court, which it is, but his real court is a secret city that we'll get into later, and that's the Court of Dreams.
It's the Court of Dreams. It's for dreamers who dream of a better world. A world where we're all so fucking fabulously wealthy and powerful that we could just do whatever we want. And we do. And that's the world.
God, that is a great world. I'll take my $1 million government surplus check, please.
Okay.
If you could get me a castle, can Donald Trump give me a castle? Is that a... Everyone's getting castles now, Ben, and magic.
Everyone's getting
Let's
castles.
do it.
Well, not everyone.
I guess this was Obama era. Can Obama get me a castle?
If he could have, he would have. If I know Obama.
But I guess, yeah, then Donald Trump would have taken it away just because Obama gave it to me.
Obama narrates a documentary on Netflix about the ocean.
That's... You know what? Fine by me. George W. Bush had the good sense to go away forever, and Obama's doing ocean documentaries. If more ex-presidents would just go away forever, Ben, can you imagine how great the world would be?
Do you know what I would pay to have Donald Trump do a documentary about penguins? Like, do you know what I would pay to hear him try to narrate a nature documentary?
That would be pretty awesome. Not for any of the, like, the information you're going to get. No, actually, you know, it'd just be all around awesome. Let's do it. Let's see if this can happen.
That would be so much better. It'd be so much better than everything he's ever done. But yeah, so I don't actually dislike this book. I don't dislike Rhys. I don't even dislike the
but
Tamlin's.
Like Tamlin?
I do dislike Tamlin. By the end, I definitely dislike Tamlin. I think he's actually gone insane.
Ben? What if
I don't think it's
in the third book? What if in the third book he's only secretly being insane to catch Highburn off guard, Ben? It's a double crazy thing. Yeah. Rhysand has been secretly pretending to be like a menacing evil person, and Tamlin's pretending to be crazy. Yeah?
Oh god. It's
Yeah?
the only thing.
Yeah?
The main problem I have with this book, and I guess it's going to come up through the whole summary, is just I think in my Goodreads review I called it authorial sleight of hand. All that stuff you saw in the first book, you saw wrong, and all of and now it's actually like this. And like I said, I don't hate it. I think Rhys is maybe a little too impossibly good.
Yeah. But that's just because you had to get to know him, Ben. If you didn't get to know him, he would just look like some sort of murderous, vengeful asshole who melts people's brains.
I think that's really my only problem is I think Rhys is just a little too good. Because Tamlin, like, okay, he's gone through a lot. They all went through a lot. And I don't mind there being like realistic consequences to that. Like what Tamlin went through could drive a person insane. I think Tamlin's having a total mental break. And by the end of the book,
we don't believe in psychotherapy magic.
well, we do though, because Rhys can kind of.
R.F. Kennedy Jr. is the head of the health service.
But yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I like Rhys. I like him better than Tamlin. I like the Night Court better than the Spring Court. You know how I feel about the Sun.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Like a lot more than the Summer Court.
Come on. The fall is right there. Okay.
That was my thing. I've got a series of minor gripes. I've got like I don't think autumn should be fire. Summer should be fire.
Yeah. It's weird otherwise.
Spring.
Even Avatar The Last Airbender got that right.
Yeah. Like, if anybody's going to be water, it should be spring. April showers. Bring May flowers. We all know this. It's canon.
Yeah.
And shape-shifting, who cares? That's a thing every fairy can do in every fairy legend. Why is that just unique to Tamlin?
Because he's the beast. He's the beast.
Well, that's the thing. Like when they were doing Beauty and the Beast, it made sense. But like for that to be the Spring Court power,
and now he's redeemed, and now he's just like even more of a beast. But now he has magic powers, so he can destroy things easier. Now he can be more abusive on accident.
Now he's a beast on the inside.
Oh,
but not the outside.
Well, why didn't she try to change him?
I think she was. I think she was. She just could not be asked after Under the Mountain. I think she's all out of change. And don't get me wrong, I like that for.
And guess
I like
what?
That for her.
So
too.
Was America, because this was the last year of Barack Obama's presidency.
We gave up on change, and so did Pharaoh. Oh god!
Oh god!
It's gone off the rails so very quickly.
That's what we do here on Words About Books. So
I don't like the way the powers are arranged, and I don't fully understand. Now, I will say, having read this book, I am definitely a lot more sympathetic to the claims that Rebecca Yarros is ripping off Sarah J. Maas, because, like, yeah, no, that guy, I forget his name, and I also forget the name of the Fourth Wing.
The Fourth Wing, I knew that, but I can't remember the name of the guy. He's the general, the executed traitor general's son.
Zayden Ryerson. Is that it?
Zayden Ryerson.
Okay.
So here's friend Tom.
I am going to say I'm very sympathetic now to the argument that Zayden Ryerson is just a ripoff of Rhys, right down to his Welsh name. I don't know if Zayden is, but Ryerson is. And Rhysand is Welsh, I think, which is weird because none of these books follow Welsh lore.
Hold on, let me just look up on the map. That's just England. That's just like West England.
They get mad. They get mad about that.
Oh, they do. They get mad and they start saying things that you can't understand.
I'd be mad to be called English.
That's fair. I mean, my ancestors didn't fight and die, so I'd be called English.
I don't know if my ancestors were here for that.
I don't either, but
My-
I keep claiming that they were.
My
so.
ancestors didn't pay top dollar for passage on a boat. To be
Goddamn
called
right.
English. Yeah.
Goddamn right.
I think we bobbed and weaved our way through. I think we showed up after the Civil War. We're not a.
That's good call. Actually, that's a solid time to get out.
Yeah. Got into America right before we were bobbing and weaving those wars. Get into America right before the First World War.
Well, some
Get
of my
notion between
ancestors
you
got
and-
in right after World War II, and they were Japanese. So, anyway, do you want me to get into the summary, or?
Yeah, get into the summary.
I guess my thing was, I thought it ran into some of the issues of the second book problem, where it was able to build off the first book. It's clearly building towards a third book, but there's a lot of side quests here, and there's not really a lot of focus other than doing another love story with another dude.
I do think the world building starts to collapse a little bit under its own weight. I do think there's a little bit of making up as it goes along, and in the sense that like the building off of the first book, maybe it just encounters a bunch of the problems that the first book set up and then tries to solve them, but not really.
Well, let's get into it, Ben.
Did you expect the cauldron to be a physical cauldron?
I expected the cauldron to be a physical cauldron that began at the very beginning of the universe and then no longer is a physical cauldron in our world.
Right. Like
I didn't expect that someone would have to go get the legs of the cauldron so that it could stand up and be used again. That was a little weird.
Yeah, you didn't expect it to just be like a normal sized cauldron. Like I was expecting like if such a thing existed, it was used by Lovecraftian entities the size of galaxies that
Yes.
I didn't expect it just to be like a bucket.
I figured that this would be like, the equivalent of like a Iluvatar just pouring a fucking cauldron out and boom, there's our world. I didn't expect we'd have access to this cauldron,
No.
And that it would be like person sized.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little underwhelming.
But it can do so much, Ben. Kind of.
It could do a lot.
It can do at least two different things.
What's this? Yeah, it can do two things.
It can destroy wards and it can reincarnate people.
How did he destroy wards with a cauldron?
yeah, he didn't pour it on anything, so that is a good point.
Yeah.
Also, I think Jurian was not reborn as a fairy. I think he was reborn as a human, right?
Oh no, he's just that's another one of my minor gripes. Who cares about Jurian?
Yeah, I actually am a little confused as to why he's important.
He's just some guy. I mean, like, okay, I know he's an important guy. Like, I know his romantic entanglements played a huge role in the whole war. But like, in terms
that war
of
was like 500 years ago.
In terms of like physical prowess, though, isn't his like crowning achievement challenging Amarantha to single combat and then being literally torn apart in minutes?
Yeah, but he was torn apart in such a way that he distracted her with all the murdering she was doing, so she didn't realize Rhys's father was there with an army, and she's like, "Oh shit! I was too busy killing this guy. Damn it!"
I don't understand. So in the first book, the Fae versus humans. A human, a Fae has the strength. Just any Fae has the strength and speed of 10 Batmans, and some of them have ridiculous superpowers, and all of them have a vague general magic.
Yeah.
And then
Tamlin's power was restricted last time, and he was still head and shoulders above every single human mortal in that book by a wide margin.
And then there's lesser fae that are just monsters, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
every fae of every degree is physically, magically, like supernaturally superior to every human. What did this war even look like? I'm
Well, I
struggling
think a
to.
lot of people fought on the side of the humans that were Fae.
Wait.
I think the humans really play up and talk like we did a real good job. We kicked their ass, but they fail to mention like 6 of the 7 courts were also on our side or something.
Well, no, I get that, but like, why were we even there? Why are we there? How have
Well,
we?
yeah, why do they need slaves? They've got
Why
magic and
is
they've got servants.
I
They've
don't
got
know.
both servants and magic. Why do we need human slaves?
They have magic that could automate everything a slave could do, and they also treat the lesser fae like shit. So why aren't the lesser fae slaves? Like, how long does it
Yeah.
take a human to build your castle for you? Like, are you going to wait for generations of human labor to slave away building your grand works? Or are you going to use
When
a
you can get
combination
it
of
done?
magic and lesser fae to get it done? So that's a minor gripe. And then going along with that, the only weapon humans have against the fae is ash. Which, okay, we could make.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Now, they keep talking about knives made of ash. I don't know
Yeah.
how that works.
And bows made of ash. It's a real sharp piece of wood, Ben.
Well, you can make an arrow out of ash for sure,
Yeah.
right? And you could make
Yeah.
you could make a good spear
And I do.
out of ash.
Yeah.
And if I were them, I might experiment with some like chemical warfare of like getting a bunch of ash dust and blowing it on them.
You're already thinking way too much for a human in this world, Ben.
Because I'm thinking like we got to do something here. We got to really.
We gotta do something because the magical monsters on the other side of this wall will someday come back, and we've got nothing but fucking trees to defend ourselves.
Put ash,
yeah, no, I'm
sawdust.
with you.
Every house is made of ash. Put ash sawdust in all the wells. We're gonna rain ash from the sky. Tie it to a balloon or something. Like,
Well, they don't even realize that iron doesn't have any special properties against them, so we're kind of in trouble.
I gotta ask Sarah J. Maas why. Couldn't it though?
No.
Give me iron.
They're thin. Their skin is way too thick and girthy.
But an ash arrow gets through it. What's the ash arrow tipped with?
Ash.
More ash.
Just ash. it's just ash.
It's just a sharpened stick fired from an arrow or fired from a bow. So that bothers me. And it bothers me in the context of this book because
could you take an iron tipped arrow and then like put ash dust all over it?
That's my thinking. Like, right, we got to start. If the ash dust works, like that's the first thing we do. We get like 100 guys, we capture one fairy. And we lock him in a basement and we start torturing. We got to get a bunch of
blowing that ash dust on him, seeing how much it does.
Dude, I've got so many ideas for ash-based weapons. We could get some like sap from a tree, mix some ash in it, slap it on his skin. It's sticky. He can't get it off. It's burning through. Now we got like a kind of napalm sort of situation here.
And apparently you can mix poison with the ash after the poison's penetrated the skin, or after the ash has penetrated the skin, the poison gets in their system.
I do have a follow-up question because the Fae, in that case, the Fae fight with ash-based anti-Fae weapons. But in every other case, the Fae just seem to fight normally with swords and claws and teeth.
Yeah.
So if you rip a Fae's head off, that works too.
But you're not strong enough as a human.
What are the Fae swords made out of? Like, what's an Illyrian blade made out of?
My guess is it's also iron, but they just swing really, really
swing it harder.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I bring all this up is because like a big part of this book that's not the boning is the
Of
plot.
which there's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of the book. But a big part of it is this subplot of Rhys trying to recruit the human kingdoms to his side.
I'm sorry, the human queendoms. Thank you very much. They're queens
Yes, they're
specifically.
queens. And he wants the
How
book
did that work?
they have.
How do we develop a matriarchy, but they developed a real hardline patriarchy?
I don't know, because it sounds like outside of the queens themselves, women don't have it great.
No, that is true. Because men definitely like they get engaged, right? And then like the women basically are like the property of their husbands type of deal. Except they're all ruled by queens. You think it'd be in reverse, where like the men are the property of the. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's got to be like matrilineally, right? Because there's, it's not like 500 years ago queens were chosen, but the women still have the throne, like from mother to daughter, not from mother to son. But yeah, I guess we should start at the beginning. We should start with Tamlin. I've forgotten about him. All my problems with the book revolve around not Tamlin.
So let's talk about it. Feyre, that's her name. I forgot that until I heard it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Feyre. Okay.
Thankfully, I had forgotten how to say it because I was sitting there wondering again, is her name Fairy of the fairies? And fortunately, I think the bone carver slowly pronounces her name, and it is spelled out in the book Fey-Ruh. And I was like, oh, thank you. You really needed to put that in there somewhere. More people need to say her name slowly and with purpose.
Feyre. So Feyre's having a dream where she's stabbing fairies in the chest with an ash knife, Ben.
I don't think that's how knives. I don't think you
Just
can make a
pure
good
ash.
wooden knife.
Just pure ash.
Wouldn't it just be
Ben.
a stake? Wouldn't you stake him through the heart like a vampire?
Yeah,
Or
but
is that too
but
close to
this is-
Twilight? Does that ruin what we're doing here?
Oh, I was thinking it's a knife because we do a slashing motion instead of just a stabbing motion. Like we stab him in the heart, and then we like cha.
That can't be sharp. That's got to be a bad way to go.
It's not. It's sharp against fairies. It does 1,000 times extra damage, Ben. So
If we
it
had
cuts extra
gunpowder,
hard.
If we had gunpowder, can you imagine
if
the
a
ash
fairy-
shrapnel? We could
First
shoot.
of all, that's fucking hilarious. Yes. Ash grenades, you just blow up a big old thing of ash. And just
Did we do this
shrapnel
the
goes
last time? I'm
everywhere?
getting such a like deja vu. Did we do this the last time?
I don't think we did.
Okay, because I've got a lot of ideas for how to kill Faye.
But see, here's also the thing. Like if ash just cuts through their skin and organs like paper, what if they wear just like actual paper armor? Like the ash isn't gonna cut through paper, right? Like it's a really shitty, not sharp weapon unless it is in contact with fairy flesh, right?
I do wonder. We'd have to know. We need one fairy we can chain up and just like rub some bark on his skin. Is it like, okay? Because you're thinking like, okay, humans with capsaicin oil, like chili peppers, we're kind of weak to those, but only on certain membranes. You know, like you could rub a chili pepper on your skin, you might get a rash, but that's not too bad. If you eat a really hot chili pepper, you're going to feel like you're dying. And if you eat one that's way too hot, like your heart could explode.
And if you get it in the eyes, like holy shit, like you're going down.
Well, that's another good point, because you could like, you know, mash up a chili in your mouth and then spit it in someone's eyes, and they're going to have it worse than you.
Yeah, it's true.
Every human needs to go into battle with a chunk of like ash sawdust in their mouth.
Why do they even bother with like wards and magic to defend their cities when you just make a bunch of ash stakes, you know?
Well, you could just, I mean, the ash comes in stake form in its natural
Yeah.
You know, you could just grow a bunch of ash forests. I think they cut down all the ash forests, though.
Yeah, they said something like all the fairies destroyed a bunch of ash forests. And it's like, okay, we can just grow more. It's been 500 years. I mean, obviously it still exists. Anyway, this is just a dream, Ben. Feyre is killing people. She's reliving her time under the mountain, and she's screaming, and she throws up, and no one has told her yet that her PTSD is just all in her head, and she needs to suck it up.
Well, that's because Tamlin's pretending to be asleep. He's just trying to like get through this.
Tamlin also has nightmares, but we don't talk about it. He's an asshole. Fuck him. So
Always was.
Feyre,
Easy to
Feyre,
see.
yeah, always was. Feyre is now a high fae. She was reborn last book after being like her neck was snapped, and she was reborn, but apparently she was reborn with all the PTSD. That sucks. I'm sorry, dude. Um, then they give you a little recap. Like, you remember Rhys? He was the night court guy, and he was there making her dress up in skimpy dresses, and he would like get her drunk and take her out into the
Secretly a favor to her, not an asshole.
secretly a favor. Yeah, this was all for
everyone's
her benefit.
Yeah.
It was for her benefit, and he also made her strike a bargain in exchange for saving her from a deadly poison. Or no, it was just a festering wound. He gets 1 week with her every month. That's also for her benefit. Like, I know you're here fighting to free the man you love, and like you want to like marry him, go to the spring court, but once a week or once a month for an entire week, I'm taking you to my court. But that's for your benefit as well.
And I know what you're thinking. Why couldn't Rhys tell her that any of this was for her benefit?
He's got an image to maintain, Ben.
Yeah, he can heal you. He can openly bet on you. He can do a bunch of stuff, really. And he could kind of like low key tell you he hates Amarantha. I don't know, but like he can't trust you with the secret that like, hey, actually, I'm a nice guy.
And he'll be a little shocked when you think that he's a monster. That's going to come up.
He'll be hurt.
Just like Feyre is going to a lot, Ben. Just
I'm aware.
nonstop is what we're doing in part 1.
I know. But in part 1,
well, in part 1 and then in part 3, but it shifts who she be f***ing, you know. So part 1, I just have the next point just says they be f***ing. And then Tamlin proposes. You remember Tamlin? He's the beast in this Beauty and the Beast thing. He's the Lord of the Spring Court. He's super important for the last book and also for parts of this book. So and you remember Lucian? Lucian's his friend from the Autumn Court who's got a mechanical eye. And there's also others in the court. And also a new character, which is Ianthe.
is that how it's pronounced?
That's how it was pronounced in the audiobook. Now, audiobooks aren't always right. Mjolnir armor comes to mind.
I was going to say Ianthe, but Ianthe.
This is we can go with Ianthe or
no,
Ianthe.
I'm fine.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
She sucks.
She's a high priestess, Ben, of which there are 12 high priestesses. So remember, 7 high lords, 12 high priestesses, 6 queens of the mortal realm. All right, these are all important. They'll come up on a test later. And anyway, Tamlin proposes, and they're still hunting monsters and stuff from the Spring Court lands. But you stay here at the manor. I can't bear to lose you again. Your neck snapped. And that kind of drove me a little bit insane and overprotective. So I don't care if you're a high fae now, you would be a target. You're staying at the manor. Fuck you. Fuck you, I hate you secretly. Yeah, I might be overprotective, but also go fuck yourself. She's like, I want to help. Like, I have powers now. I'm basically immortal, except when I come into contact with ash, in which my skin will bubble away and reveal the delicious meat beneath. Let me help. And he's like, absolutely not. You're staying at home, possibly forever. You're going to spend the rest of your immortal life on house arrest because I'm super duper afraid that if you go out there, you'll die.
You'll meet someone
even
else.
though you were fine when you were a human. But yeah.
Well, that was
And she's like,
before. That was before I knew your neck could snap.
yeah. I didn't plan ahead. Okay, I thought that. I mean, worst case scenario, you died, and then like I just was Amarantha's like plaything forever. Anyway, so she's like, Lucian, come on, tell him that I want to help, and he's like, yeah, I could do that, but no, I'm not gonna. Look. We've got to put up a united front for the people who's watching this. Are we being televised? Like,
no, it's for the people. It's for the people that I care deeply about, so deeply that I'm going to give them 2 months to get their shit in order before they have to pay me.
Yeah.
And then if one of them can't pay me, I'll kill them and their family and everyone who ever met them to send a message to the rest of these fuckers who's in charge of the spring court.
That's
United
right.
Front.
Fucking Tamlin. United Front. Yeah, now that I'm not wearing that shitty masquerade mask, I have all my powers. I'll fucking destroy you.
Would you say that this is a real mask off moment for Tamlin? You may applaud. Shit.
You may applaud. It's too late. That's what we're going with. So she's like, well, look, I can strap up and get all these knives and shit. And he's like, no. They would see that and they would get the message that the war isn't over, and it definitely is. Everyone knows Amarantha was the final boss. She definitely didn't come from the kingdom of Highburn, named after a guy who we all know is going to come back and war against us. Like, it was spelled out in the last book that he is the final boss here. But it would send a message that we're not just doing business as usual. And we should be doing business as usual. United Front. Stay in the house.
2 months till tax day.
2 months. Yeah. Yeah, the tithe, Ben, is what they call it. And she's like, what's a tithe? And it's like, what do you mean what's a tithe?
Yeah, don't you guys...
What do you mean what's a tithe? Are you stupid?
10% that you render unto the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't they have that where you come from?
And we need to do the tithe because we need the citizens to know we're back to business as usual. We hadn't had a tithe in 50 years, and we need them to know business as usual, Ben.
But do we need to take like food from subsistence farming lesser fae?
Yes.
But
because if we don't take the food from them, then they'll start getting crazy ideas about how they can just have the food that they need to survive. And like, what if I need that food? So I don't. I'm loaded with food and jewels and super magic. But you know what? I also need 10%, Ben.
I have a secondary criticism, or gripe, I should say. A grinding of my gears. Do they
She
need?
grind Tamlin's gears.
Well, she tries, but it's just not as impressive as it used to be anymore.
That's true.
I was starting to think maybe like, what if you had wings? Like
I don't know why I'm thinking this, but yeah, wings would really do it for me.
yeah. And no, okay. So the second minor gripe is: do they magically create food, or are they magically transporting food from a pocket dimension? And then follow up question: if the food is magically transported from a pocket dimension but otherwise conventionally created, could you not store anything indefinitely in the pocket dimension in the condition in which it went into the pocket dimension? For
No, it's like how
example,
a Pokeball only works on Pokemon. You can't use it to capture a tree or a person.
well, no, but you do put food into the pocket dimension if you're because they do magic food onto a table, right?
Yeah,
Happens all the time. So my thing
but we
is,
still need servants.
if I
Okay.
roast a chicken in 1942 and put it in the pocket dimension, and then in the year of our Lord 2025, I snap my fingers,
It'll come out fascist.
it comes out just the same as it went in. It's still hot and juicy with its original juice. It has existed in a null space
I'm
where
liking
no
where this
time
is going.
passes.
Go on.
So this is my thing. When we have like a year of plenty, why don't we just like sock it away in the pocket dimension?
That sounds like communism. How dare you? It also sounds like, efficient planning because they used to have like granaries for this exact reason. If we have a year of plenty, we put some away. And they didn't even have magic. This is just human bullshit.
And then a third point, if that's the case, hey, everybody, put on these masks. I'm about to unleash a ton of ash dust from the pocket dimension.
Killed the strongest High Lord because he just has ash, pocket sand ash.
I killed the entire court of Highburn with pocket sand from my magical null space. I just beat the book.
Well, the problem is, Ben, he can only put stuff in that pocket dimension if he gets it as a tithe.
Okay, well, let's get one of the... There's got to be some kind of tree thing. Treebeard, where's he? Walk some ash trees in here.
This. Oh, God. Yeah, why do they need a tithe? I don't know, Ben.
Well, I think the thing is they
because
don't.
The alternative is if he doesn't have a pocket dimension and he's just creating food with magic, what does he need it for?
Yeah, what are we even doing?
He's already rich and powerful and has magic.
Another thing that grinds my gears. Another minor gripe. When Farah goes to night court, she will ask, "Is it always night here?" And he's like, "No. Are you stupid? The sun still orbits the earth. How would we make it always night here?" Well, motherfucker, how do they make it always spring? Does the earth not turn on its axis?
Yeah, that is a good point. And the answer is no. And how dare you even think otherwise?
How is it always spring in this place? And then like a few miles north, it's always summer. North, by the way, it's always summer. And then they say...
it's north. That's right.
Yes!
Interesting.
and then Rhys will be like, "Oh no, it's cold because we're at the northernmost tip of blah blah blah." Who the hell cares? That doesn't matter at all in this world. What are you talking about? Why is there no Twilight Court? There's a Dawn Court.
Yeah, there's just dawn and day. Dawn, day, and night.
Would the Twilight Court infringe on Stephenie Meyer's IP? Would it be too easy to just make it a bunch of weird Mormons?
I think maybe there was a Twilight Court, but someone used all their ash bombs on it, and that's why there's only 7 courts now instead of 8.
I would love like a scoured nuclear wasteland court.
I'm looking at this map. Highburn is fucking gigantic.
Yeah.
That's not an island. That's a continent.
Yeah, and the thing they're on, like Prithian, I don't know why anyone lives there, like humans. There's just a chunk of
Because
like barren land, and you're surrounded by just things that could kill you on a whim. And her dad's always trading something. What? What is he trading? What do they produce?
he's on the other side of the world, is what they said. And
I have a
it's
lot
like
of hard hitting
the,
questions. You know,
by the other side of the world, you mean like what, 100 miles maybe? That is not a lot of land for humans. I thought it was a lot larger.
no, because that's not where humans are supposed to live. There's a whole continent where humans live. That's where the queens are. They're not in that little patch or whatever.
They're not in Prithian?
No,
Where the fuck? What the
because they
fuck?
talk about evacuating people off of Prithian.
Oh my god, I'm looking at okay, yeah, you're right. There
No, see,
Oh my-
Sarah J. Maas
There is
thinks
a
she can distract us
gigantic-
with all the sexy sex, but I'm sitting here.
there is a gigantic fucking huge continent to the east. Oh my god, that thing is huge. Look at that. Why did the Spring Court give up any territory? Like they gave up this little tiny sliver of fuck you land. Like
Yeah,
what? Why
right.
did we not just evacuate and put the wall in the ocean?
Why don't we build the wall around our continent?
Yeah, instead of just like, all right, we'll give you this territory that you can't farm right next to the Spring Court.
Your poverty amuses him. As we've established, Tamlin is kind of a dick. And always has been.
He learned that from his dad, apparently. That's how his dad does it. That's how he does it. And that's how someday his son, that you are going to be bearing, does it. Because he has a proud, thick length, my friend. That is in my notes. And he is going to be using that proud, thick length to be imbuing you with a son.
Oh god.
But not before the wedding. That would be a sin. God would be upset.
Well, no, they bone a lot before the wedding.
Oh God, yes, they do.
But you can tell things are starting to go south. You can tell things are starting to go south in this relationship because Sarah J. Maas stops like meticulously detailing the boning.
Yeah, that's how you know.
There's no fun to be had in this boning.
Yeah, I'm just accepting his shaft.
It's not like when she and Rhys get to second base. That's like
Oh my God,
that's like 5 pages.
We've got to get the Swiffer out, you know?
Oh my god. She slid right off the throne.
And down the steps and out the door.
It was kind of gross. At a certain point, I was like, okay. I think I told you once. I forget what we were talking about, but like the line between romance and pornography is fluid.
Oh God.
Like romance deals in solids. And pornography deals in fluids.
Oh God. Oh. Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong.
No, I think Pythagoras said that. He liked shapes.
That's a theorem of his.
Yeah.
So Anthe lived across on that eastern continent for 50 years. So she avoided the Amaranthus stuff. And I guess my question is, why aren't there courts over there? There's a shitload of land over there.
That's where all the humans are.
But there's still a wall over there, Ben. It looks like there's a second wall over there, so there's fairy lands and human lands over there too.
What are the odds, dude, that she's just winging it?
I mean, I would.
Like, that's not even really a criticism. They're light, fun books, and I have a lot of fun reading them. But Yeah, like none of this makes sense.
But Ianthe's over there for 50 years. And she's a high priestess, but high priestesses are encouraged to fuck a lot, Ben.
And they
she
get bone
does.
spurs just like some
Often.
of our most famous presidents, and they can't participate in the war as a result. And there's still honor in serving from way
Now,
the
what
fuck
is
over
their
there.
religion? Because I thought the religion was the cauldron, and like that's not it. The cauldron is just a thing. But they talk about like the mother or
Oh,
something.
I think they're Lutheran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what they worship. I guess the high priests are just kind of like a generic, like nature kind of worship, even though they don't really participate in nature because they have courts with isolated seasons sustained by magic, I guess. They, it's kind of like a Christmas and Easter thing, or whatever the sex festival and the other festival is.
Yeah, there are a lot of sex festivals, but they're not important anymore because Tamlin is an asshole, and he always was.
Always was.
Also, it says here's another note: they slam in a field of wildflowers. That sounds really itchy.
Yeah, it's probably not though because he can magically control the plants, I guess.
So I guess maybe that's how it's always spring. He just controls the weather, Ben. Doesn't matter how much sun is shining. He just makes the temperature lower.
I
He's an
assume that's
AC.
they have that, right? Because that's how Valaris heats all of the restaurants.
Yeah, there you go. Man, that must suck if you're like in the winter court,
Nope.
but you
I'm
hate
all
the
about
cold.
it. I think it sucks if you're in the summer court.
No, for sure, I would hate. I would prefer the autumn court overall.
Autumn
It's like
court,
the
hands down,
perfect-
best court. Doesn't make any sense that their power is fire, but that's fine.
Yeah,
I guess it's because they have red hair.
100%.
Little racist.
I was thinking because the red leaves and the red hair. Yeah, and I also was like, yeah, racist. Exactly.
Yeah, and fire's red, and it's the only thing that's red. So that's the only thing we could give them. It might even make more sense for them to shapeshift, what with Halloween and all.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be the best holiday. Anyway, so Ianthe, I've already forgotten.
You
how
said
I pronounced her
Ianthe
name.
the first time.
Ianthe. She wants to Lucian. He does not want to hit that.
No,
So, like,
she wants it too much. Like there comes a
it's a little
point.
weird.
Yeah, there comes a point where like even the thirstiest dude, well, not the thirstiest dude, but like a reasonably thirsty dude is going to be like, this is. I sense a trap. Something about this just isn't adding up.
There's teeth in there.
Could be. I forget how he lost that eye, so I don't know.
I think his dad did it to him, or one of his brothers.
That's
I don't
another.
know.
There's a theme here of like bad dads.
Yeah. There's a theme here about just bad families in general.
Well, but I feel like every male character. So Tamlin and Rhys, we'll find out, are a little bit of like mirrors of each other. Like they both have bad dads.
And they both
But-
got length, but one of them's also got girth.
Yeah, but one of like Tamlin has blonde hair, Rhys has black hair. Tamlin can turn into some kind of deer lion. Rhys has bat wings. I'm not doing a good job, but they really are like mirrored in that they both have bad fathers, and both of their fathers killed the other one's mother, and they both kind of like their moms, though Rhys's mom seems to be much better than Tamlin's mom. And also Rhys is like half Saiyan.
Yeah, and both of them don't like each other.
Yeah. Well, you never
For
like
the
somebody.
family
You
murders.
never like what reminds you of yourself.
Maybe they should get together.
Rhys and Tamlin.
Yeah.
There's a tension there.
Third book, Feyre becomes the third wheel.
You know what they could do, and I know they won't. But like, what you could do for a third book if you just really wanted to piss everyone off, Tamlin reveals that everything he was doing to lock Feyre up was actually a test. When her power was enough for her to get out on her own, then she would be ready. And now
It
look,
was
she's
all a
come
test.
back.
I'm always trying to do what's best for you. Highburn turns out he's a good guy too, Ben.
Actually, let me recontextualize everything and tell you. And okay, so yeah, Rhys has cool hipster friends. I got cool hipster friends like Lucian and others. And
and others.
Alice, she's there sometimes. Tamlin really doesn't have any friends, and that's kind of hilarious. That's the best part about Rhys. She like Faye winds up falling for Rhys's like lifestyle as much as Rhys himself. Like, wait. So you don't hang out in this weird Victorian mansion all day. You're actually like in a basically modern art and culture city, and you just hang out you hang out with a bunch of cool people, going to fancy restaurants and concerts all the time. And when
I'm in.
yeah,
Sold.
I'm in. like he has a townhouse.
When's your tithe? What the hell's a tithe? Sold.
God, you don't
Done.
even have tax. How do you pay for all this? He's like, I don't know, magic.
Yeah, what do you mean pay for this? We've got unlimited resources for everyone. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Who farms all the food?
All right.
I don't know. I think it comes from magic. Maybe it comes from a pocket dimension. I don't know.
Maybe it comes from a pocket dimension. Be careful. There's a lot of ash dust in there.
I put a lot of things in there, and I don't know. When I snap my fingers, I don't know. I don't always know what's coming out.
So, every solstice, let's go back to the tithe real quick. Basically, you have to pay me 10%. And if you don't, I'm going to make a big show of giving you 3 days to get your shit and give me 10% or else. And he does this to like a water wraith. Is that what it was? A water wraith?
I was picturing like creepy merfolk. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing too. He does this, and Feyre's like, oh, why do we need some smelly, disgusting fish? Like she's starving to death. Like, first of all, why can't you just like magic some fish into her pond? That's not how we do things, Feyre. Okay, but why? Shut up.
Well,
Okay.
then they do the thing where it's like they ate the lake out of fish. We need to teach them to be responsible, presumably by killing them. And like the thing is, like the water wraiths, everybody's like, oh, they're greedy, but it's like, isn't it like also in their nature to just kill and eat everything? What if you don't want to have water wraiths? Just go kill. Like, why are you using this weird tax scheme to justify it?
Why are you using this weird tax scheme to make it okay to kill them? just do it if that's what you want to do, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, if you don't like having water wraiths in your lake eating all your fish, just get rid of the water wraiths. Though it sounds like they can go anywhere.
Yeah, because they will show up in the summer court later in the book. This is the payoff, Ben. So Feyre runs after them and is like, wait, here, take my jewelry, use it to buy fish to give to Tamlin, and also buy fish for yourselves. And everyone's like, Feyre, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, they're gonna blow through that money in a week, and then they're gonna just be hungry again. They're gonna just spend it all on booze.
Just give money to the homeless.
Yeah, they're just gonna blow through that money, and they're gonna be hungry again. What the fuck are you doing?
Feyre literally says, "I've never worn the same piece of jewelry twice. I'm not even gonna wear it again. What are you talking about? You give me new jewels every day. Like, here, I'm done with these jewels for today. Instead of putting them on my dresser, I'm just giving them to somebody who could use them to buy food."
Yeah, and she also mentions, like, you don't know what it's like to go hungry. I was hungry for months, and I wasn't able to just snap my fingers and make food either come into existence or come out of a pocket dimension. I don't even know how that works. Can anyone explain that?
Well,
And no one
counterpoint, you
does.
don't know what it's like to have a mask glued to your face.
Damn. Shit. You got me.
You ever think about what I went through?
I do.
Just having to live in this mansion on my vast estates with a mask glued to my face.
And don't forget, Lucian had a mask glued to his face too, okay?
That makes it really
And-
hard to wash his metal eye.
It's because we were at a masquerade party, okay?
Jesus Christ, Farah, check your privilege for once in your life.
Yeah. Have you ever even been to a masquerade party?
No,
God.
you have no idea. You have no idea what we go through.
Lucian mentioned that his love was butchered in front of him. And then, like, Tamlin watched the same thing happen to him. Or to his love, I mean. And, like, now he's going to protect you.
I would feel more sympathetic to that were I not the thing what was butchered.
Yeah. And now that you're back, you can never leave.
So there's a wedding.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me see. What else? Let's see. Oh yeah, she does go and try to help people rebuild their. The Spring Court has like villages, like hovels of peasant creatures.
She shows up and they're
compared
all
to
like,
what the Night Court is going to have later on.
yeah, they're all like, oh, Lisan
It's
al Gaib,
weird that-
Lisan al Gaib.
Yeah, they don't want her to help. They're like, your debt has been repaid. And they're like, yeah, see, your presence is a distraction here. Now, what I'm thinking, how would Feyre know what a city even looks like? Or, like, can conceptualize what the city of the night is? Because, like,
Well,
it seems like a modern city versus, like,
it does seem like a modern
medieval. Yeah.
I would guess. I mean, you know, what is a city? Like, you've seen one building, you see some more buildings. That's
But
a
this
city.
one has, like, magic electricity, Ben.
It is very much like a bunch of people just living like a modern sort of rich lifestyle. Like, they live like how
If
you
you
would
lived in,
imagine
like-
like actors live today. Like,
If you lived in, like, rural, I don't know, Africa or South America, and then you teleport to Seattle, okay?
yeah, you'd have a panic attack. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, yeah, like, what the fuck? What is this? What the fuck?
But in fairness, I think it's all about like relative experience. You know, at least that's what my therapist tells me with my panic attacks.
Wait, why
Like,
are we rebuilding your cities and stuff? Like with manual labor. Why can't we just magic?
I was unclear on that myself.
Maybe all the build magic went to like Rhys.
Well, and that's why I was
Rhys-Ann.
kind of wondering, like, is the logic here that they're not magicking food out of thin air? That somebody did physically prepare the food. Like, the work needs to be done. The magic can just transport it.
Well, can I transport it into the shape of a house?
Well, and that's where you start to get into some
Can I
complicated
transport
questions.
a saw down the length of it and cut it in half?
Well, I don't think you need to saw anything because half these people have magic lasers.
That's true. Can we just magic up? I feel like, you can't just if you can't just magic a house, just Full Metal Alchemist, get me all the materials and let's just and then construct a house.
I think the thing is, we're sitting here thinking like, if I had powers, what could I do with them? And they're thinking, what am I going to wear to the party? And who am I going to bone?
And that's why Hybern's going to win.
Yeah, because he's sitting there. He's like, I got a cauldron. If I mix this, and this, I could take down a magic wall, bring a asshole back to life, and start turning people into fairies. And in fact, if I just started turning, there's 1 million humans. There's 1 billion humans. Several billion humans. I could just turn all of them into fairies one by one. And if they die, who cares? There's another one. And then I've got a giant fairy army and no one can stand against me. And now I rule the world. It would be really cool. And now for scale, we'll probably want to like see if we can get another one of these cauldrons, but like, or if we could like make the cauldron really big, so we could like baptize like 10 at a time or something. But
Yeah, well, instead we're thinking about like where are we gonna wear to this wedding, Ben?
a really ugly
And
dress.
yeah, a really really hideous dress.
Do you think
And
Ianthe's doing that on purpose, or does she just have bad
I
taste?
I think Anthe wants to be the center of attention at someone else's wedding. She seems like that
Yeah.
kind of person.
Yeah.
Like, she's also going to show up wearing white, and she'll be like, oh, wow, what are the odds that I'm also in white and you're in white? That's crazy.
I know this is part 2, and I'm bouncing around all the time, but like, man, when Feyre is in Rhys's mind and Ianthe's trying to seduce Rhys and she like fatal attractions him, I was like, oh god, that's is that seductive? I don't know.
Yes, 100%, Ben.
I see you're not fully into this. Well, what about now, big boy? Oh, what if we put it under a microscope?
Oh god. So yeah, we're at this wedding, and she's approaching the altar, and she starts having a panic attack because again, no one has told her that her PTSD isn't real and her trauma is fake, and she needs to just get over it. So she's like, "Shit, someone needs to help me out. I need to get out of this wedding." And they're like, "Farah, yeah, we need you to say the vows. Hello?" And she's having a panic attack, and then Rhys shows up, and he's like, "Well, hello there." I don't know why he has that voice. And he's like,
Is that from
"Hey,
the audiobook?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's like, "All right, I'm cashing in on my deal. You're coming to my court for a week." And Tamlin's like hell you are. And Rhysand is like, "No, but the deal." And Tamlin's like, "Shit. Okay."
Rhys and Tamlin's interactions can all be summed up with Rhys saying, "Do something about it," and Tamlin going, "I have no plan, no thoughts, and no ability to stop you. But
I'm mad about it.
I really hope you take my anger into account when you make your next move."
Yeah.
Your move.
Checkmate. So
No, I can buy that Tamlin is and always has been a fucking moron. I don't know if he was, like evil from the beginning, but I guess that's the thing. Maybe he's just kind of like weak because Rhys is older than him too, right?
yeah, I think he is.
Rhys is older than him, and Rhys has had to earn more of what he's got. So, I think maybe that's the difference she's really trying to go for with him and Tamlin is like Tamlin's kind of a spoiled baby who isn't in any way equipped for the shit he has to deal with, the times he lives in. Whereas like Rhys is like, I've been training my whole life for this. I've been sacrificing myself over and over and over.
Ditch that Emperor Napoleon III and get with an Otto von Bismarck, Feyre.
Equally sexy men. I don't see a ship named after Rhys.
So, yeah, then he teleports her away, and he's like, "I saved you. You're welcome. Welcome to my house. It's a big old castle on top of a mountain. By the way, that mountain is what Amarantha modeled her court after." So that's unfortunate.
There's a
But we're not
fem-
going to go down there. I'm not going to torture you.
There's a female
I'm
voice
here
in
to
the
help
background right now that's just like, Jesus Christ, Rhys.
I'm trying. I saved you from a wedding that you didn't want, and you're throwing shoes at my head instead of thanking me. And then he calls her immortal, which is what she always wanted, Ben. She wanted someone to treat her like the mortal woman that she was, Ben.
What?
Big, strong man.
Is that what she wanted?
She did seem to appreciate being called immortal.
I think she appreciated not being fawned over and not being called a hero. She appreciated like being seen as like an equal or maybe less. I guess she appreciates that. The thing that bothered me about this scene that in the length considering the length of this book,
the length.
I knew you were going to say that.
Strong, proud length.
One of the things. Why is it proud?
I don't know.
What does that mean? Is it like a statement on how it's angled? I don't know. But it's like it's saluting me.
He has a little flag on it.
It's a flag. No. The whole thing where she's thinking in her head at the wedding, like, somebody get me out of here, save me, and he shows up. Obviously he hasn't come to collect on the deal. It's been months since she last saw him. He's never showed up, and he just finally shows up now at the wedding, right when she's chanting, help me, help me, help me. And he's like, you asked me to help you, so I helped you. And she's like, I didn't ask you to help me. It's like, Farah,
you did.
And you know exactly what's happening. You know you've got you know he's got a psychic link tattooed onto your hand. You know what happened here. Don't pretend like you don't. And I guess that's my one thing is, like, if you're going to start the love story over again from square one with a different, admittedly better guy,
Which is what we're doing.
Yeah, could we skip some of that stuff?
No. Absolutely not. She has to throw her shoes at him, Ben.
I don't mind
he's
that
an asshole.
I'm going to tell you my so up until now I've been giving you grind my gears secondary gripes. Here's a real gripe. Here's a real thing I wish worked a little differently. And that is, I'm going to compliment sandwich this. I really like all of the interactions between Rhys and Farah. I really hate how after every one of those interactions, Farah's inner monologue has to reiterate what happened, sometimes like in self-denial or self-therapy. So, for example, if she throws a shoe at Rhys and then thinks to herself, oh, he's such a jerk, I can't believe he did that, blah, 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 he's such a jerk. Was he trying to be nice to me? It's like, you could just, I was there. You don't have to tell me again. Like, every time he does something uncharacteristically sweet, she's like, wow, he just did something uncharacteristically sweet. And it's like, I know, yeah, I was there. You don't have to keep telling me.
Ben, we're not the target audience. Perhaps the person who's supposed to read this maybe doesn't have a whole lot of dating experience, Ben. I don't know.
Well, that's my thing is, like, because their interactions are fine. I mean, like, I honestly think Farah's inner monologue is...
Except, isn't he being an asshole? I mean, it's really weird that he's... Like, isn't it strange that he's doing all these nice things?
Does he maybe kind of like me? But I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess I've been told in the new books, the Crescent City or whatever, and maybe even later in this series, it moves to kind of like an omniscient narrator. Like, it moves out of the first person. I think I'd like that better, because that was the thing that was frustrating me. It was like the second guessing, the misunderstandings, and it's not even a misunderstanding. It's like, you were thinking those thoughts. You know what he's talking about. There's no
No, I
point.
wasn't.
There's no point denying it. He's
no wrong.
I mean, that's just frustrating to read. That's just annoying. And I wish there
Counterpoint.
was.
No, it isn't.
I wish there was more.
That's not what I was thinking.
I don't even want to say I wish there was more showing and not telling. There was plenty of showing. I just skipped the telling.
That's a good point. It's a good point, Ben.
So that's my
You know what else is a good
genuine
point?
criticism.
Farah, you've lost weight.
Well, that's because I can't keep anything in my stomach, and I cannot remember the taste of food.
Sucks to suck, man. Why can't you just magic?
Oh, that is the Chad Dingleton response to a traumatized woman. Sucks to suck.
All right, so you know what we're going to do for this week? You're going to learn how to read, because it's kind of embarrassing that you don't know how to read.
How fucking
And
dare
also-
you?
And also, you're going to learn how to shield your thoughts from me.
You son of
So
a
that
bitch. I'll
people
shield
can't
nothing from you and you'll like it.
Yeah.
But maybe it would be beneficial if I learned how to read and shield my thoughts.
So,
I just didn't want
that's
to
what
give
they
him
do.
the satisfaction of letting him know that it would be beneficial to read and shield my thoughts.
Okay, but I just read your mind when you said that because you're not shielding your thoughts right now, so...
Yes, I am.
So, apparently, she's strong for a high fae, but she hasn't tested herself yet. And she wanted to train and to test her powers back in the spring court, but now that Rhys is talking about it, no, I don't want to do that. Why would you even suggest that?
Can you imagine being 500 years old and dealing with this?
God, it's like I'm talking to a high schooler. Stop it.
I know why
Stop.
she's like this. Oh, God. So, yeah, reluctantly, she agrees to learn how to read. And she reads things like, oh, okay, here's another grind my gears.
Sand is the hottest male in the world.
Yeah. Here's the grind my gears. It's not that he writes these conceited sentences. That's funny and charming and very in character for him. The
Yes.
thing that grinds my gears is the male-female thing. I don't know if I brought this up in the first book because it was definitely there in the first book. But there comes a point where she like there are several points in the books where she like forgets to keep that up. I'm guessing like she never says man or woman, except for the time she does when it's obviously like a slip. She says male or female, like a male or a female. And I think that's because all the fae come in like such different like body types that even though they're all conventionally attractive and conventionally shaped,
Yeah, they are.
it bothers me. It starts to sound like we're talking about like animal breeding. It's like,
What if we are?
then I think I have a problem. Then I think I'm gonna raise a red flag. I don't like it. I don't like the male female. Like Rhys is the most handsome male in all of the fairy kingdoms.
Yeah, he is.
It's like, you just say man. I don't know. somehow Tolkien managed to have elves and capital M men without referring to Galadriel as a particularly attractive female.
The most attractive female, Ben. How dare you? Gimli will fucking kill you.
There's something, and I don't know, it might not be Sarah J. Maas's fault. There's just something very incelly about it to me. I associate.
We all know that she's not an incel.
Yeah, no, we know she's definitely had sex many sex times. Just a lot of sex times. You know how when you become aroused, your breasts weigh more?
Yeah. I turned to my wife and I was like, "Do your breasts tighten? Is that a thing? That doesn't sound right."
I did the same thing. I read this book and I just started asking questions about anatomy. I was like, I they talk about men writing women. Sarah J. Maas has children. She's done this at least once.
Oh God!
I did enjoy the peaking, when the breasts peak.
Yes, it's like a boner on your chest, Ben.
That's how it's used.
When you combine it with Frank Herbert, they darken, Ben.
I wonder if there's something to this that I don't know, that like I'm so like
maybe we've never turned a woman on ever in our lives, Ben.
I could believe that, I suppose. I'm sure many of the listeners are going to ask you not to set them up quite so easily.
Many of the listeners are like, what are they talking about? That happens all the time.
Yeah, maybe they are. Yeah, you know how like the blood fills them and they become they become heavy and triangular. It's the thing. It's the thing whenever you try to get like really detailed with this stuff. And I'll tell you what, Sarah J. I think I may have killed you. No, Sarah J. Maas does this thing where like, she definitely has like the female gaze, like ogling men, but she also likes to talk about naked ladies. I think Sarah J. Maas she likes looking at a naked lady too.
Good for her.
Hey, nothing wrong with it. I don't know.
I'm in that camp.
Yeah, I don't know if we're in 100% agreement with how everything works, but like, I think we can both agree it's pretty neat.
It's pretty neat. Oh God. Oh. So Morrigan shows up then.
It has to be Morrigan.
Morrigan.
How does the book say it?
Oh God, I think that is how the book said it.
Okay, it has to be Morrigan. Because the Morrigan is an actual thing.
It's a thing. Yeah, I learned that from a dirty job, Ben.
Well, that's unfortunate.
So it's not described like Animorphs, so it doesn't mention that she is Rhysand's hot cousin, but that is what she is. And he calls the Spring Court warmongering, which I thought was interesting. And then he's like, "Hey, here's a map. And what would you say if that wall disappeared?" And Favor's like, "Oh my God, please don't destroy the wall. Oh my God, I'll do anything. I will beg you not to destroy the wall." And he's like, "Wow, you really think I'm a monster?" And it's like, yes, absolutely. I think you're a monster.
Well, I'll tell you what, 50 grand, I won't destroy the wall.
Here's my jewels. It's easy.
All right.
Let's just summon the pocket dimension. No, Highburn is going to destroy the wall because Feyre. I don't know if you remember this, but it was very much apparent at the end of our last adventure that Highburn was the final boss. Amarantha was just like his lieutenant, and he's coming. Not in the way that you and Tamlin are, but like he's coming with an army, and he's going to come and get us. We got to deal with him.
Yeah, you don't know what he's doing. It could be both.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
He's got a cauldron.
He's got a cauldron. And what's in that cauldron? Exactly.
Whatever he puts in it. I think.
Rhysand, he needs a skilled hunter, and that's Feyre. And
Okay.
she says she has no powers, and he's like, nuh-uh. And she's like, you'll become a high lady. And she's like, well, that's not a thing. I would just be like a consort. And he's okay.
He's like, He's like, you could be a high lady if you wanted to.
No. Not allowed.
No, Tamlin said no. I mean, Tamlin didn't say
So-
no. He had his priestess tell me no.
And
Tamlin
he's
doesn't
like,
talk to me much.
you can continue to bow and kiss his ass, or you can be someone.
And kiss my ass.
Goddamn right.
You could work for me.
He's like, he says that he doesn't think she's willing to just be a trophy wife. And then he just doesn't see her for the rest of the week.
He has stuff to do. The Illyrians are acting up.
And the priests were slaughtered. There was an attack. And
Trying to get the you gotta get all the legs, or the cauldron doesn't sit level on the floor.
yeah, and if it doesn't sit level on the floor, the magic doesn't work.
I mean, it doesn't work as well. We need full magic for what we're going to be doing.
So then he does the metaphor of like you take a cloth and you fold it, and that's how you teleport, Ben. That's how you go from point A to point B. You just fold the cloth. It's all coming together, Ben.
Yep. Yeah, that's how space time works, Farah. It's cloth, and it takes brain muscle to fold the cloth. And the more you work your brain muscle, the more cloth you can fold. And one day, you too maybe can fold cloth. What do they call it? Winnow. Winnowing.
Winnow.
That's another minor gripe. This reminded me very much of Charmed, where in Charmed, after they gave up in season 1 and 2 having any like real demon costumes and just started putting actors in leather jackets, they could teleport. They could all teleport, and different demons had different ways of teleporting, even though they all functionally did the exact same thing. And they would name it based on the visual effect. Like I remember one of them is shimmer. You could shimmer from place to place. And in this you can winnow. I don't know why they don't just say teleport. We have a word for it. It's fine. Winnow doesn't make sense, but it's fine.
Yeah, but also like it's different. It's unique, Ben.
It sounds like minnow, which is a small fish.
Well, she on her last day, she wakes up and she's like, "Take me home." And he's like, "How about you just say like, good morning, nice to see you. How about you start a conversation by like treating me like a person?" And she's like, "No." And then they go home. And
it's like, you remember how the last time I saw you, you were forcing me to wear skimpy outfits and drink date rape drugs, and then I died. I literally died.
Yeah, but I was there and I attacked Amarantha with a knife or something.
A little late.
Yeah.
A little late on that one.
I did it for you. I brought you back, though.
If you were doing it for me, you needed to do it about 5 seconds sooner.
Well, in my defense, I thought that you would figure out the answer to the riddle because it was really fucking easy. I'm surprised it took you literally your entire rest of your life to figure it out. I was like, oh, easy, love, duh. She's going to get this. We're all going to be free, right? Right, guys? Like, we're free?
Well,
Oh.
isn't Feyre
Oh,
like
shit.
20?
Old enough to know better.
I think she had like one boyfriend before Tamlin, and she didn't like him. And then she didn't really
She
like
liked
Tamlin.
him for sex. She liked him for super sex.
But now it's only okay.
Yeah.
That's not good enough.
Nothing can fill that void in her pantaloons.
Oh.
But now she's getting interrogated by Tamlin.
What does the Night Court look like?
Everything you know. What does it look like?
Who are
Where
the
are the drugs? Where's the drugs, Feyre? Swear to me.
Are there sarcastic prostitutes like in the show?
And Tamlin's like, you're not gonna train because I can protect you. No training in magic or in weapons. Oh, and then here, this is when the tribute happens.
You can take an online course in party planning.
Yeah, you're going to be a great party planner and also breeder.
Ooh.
Is that what you want to be? A breeder?
That is a little close to home. That is a little... that is Tamlin saying the quiet part out loud there.
She doesn't paint anymore. And he gives her a box of painting supplies as a gift. And she's like, oh.
Oh, that was one of the things with the wedding, too. Like, that's when I knew Tamlin was done, actually. And I knew the high priest was a piece of shit. Because she says, they ask her about flowers for the wedding. And she's grown really sensitive to the color red. And she's like, anything but roses. She doesn't want red. She makes a very clear point of like the only preference she has is not roses. And there's nothing but roses strewn on the floor. And that's kind of what sets her off. And so it's like she's had one preference for her own wedding. And I think they just didn't even bother remembering.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't we?
Right? Yeah, the paint thing.
Roses are traditional. That's spring. Can't have a spring court wedding without roses. Are you fucking kidding me?
Shouldn't they be pink?
Maybe you should get over your trauma already. It's been an entire lifetime.
Oh, Tamlin, but what if you are my trauma?
Ooh. Would it help if I will yell and annihilate this entire study, including your painting supplies, in an explosion of magic?
That would probably do the opposite of help.
Well, luckily she shielded herself.
Yeah, it is lucky she could do that.
Yeah. And then he bones her a bunch over the next several days, Ben.
Oh, God.
And now she's allowed to roam. Yeah, they do.
Oh, that is uncomfortable. That is an uncomfortable sequence of events.
And she's allowed to roam the grounds now. Constantly being watched by protectors. But, like, she gets to go outside of the house. So that's nice. And now she's like, I used to want a protector when I was starving and dying. But now that I'm not starving and dying... Well, I am starving and dying, but I mean, like, starving and dying as a human. I don't know what I want now. And then Rhys shows up. Conveniently. And then he's like, Feyre, are you running low on food here? And it's like...
Do you not magic it to the table?
Yeah.
Surely you humans even have a DoorDashery.
And Tamlin is like, Rhys, break this bond now. Break the promise. I'll give you anything.
And Rhys is like, boop, and teleports out.
Yeah, he's like, what do you mean, give me anything? We're rich and we have magic. I literally could have anything I want.
I think he says he's basically like, I have everything I want, and means Feyre, basically.
Yeah, I have everything I want. And then he slaps her on the ass. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't do that. But he does teleport away. He would never. That unless it was for her benefit.
Unless even if she didn't know.
Yeah, as long as it's for her benefit.
Couldn't reasonably conclude that it was in any way for her benefit. Only then would he do that.
So yeah, then Rhys was like, I didn't hear anything last month. So I'm just asking you about like how you're doing, and you keep throwing that back in my face. I just want to know what's going on because all I felt was nothing, and then suddenly like a glimmer of fear when perhaps someone exploded their entire study using magic.
I felt nothing, an explosion, and you're kind of skeletal.
Yeah, it's a little strange. I'm just wondering, like, you okay? You don't seem okay.
She's like, I'm going to the giant bath.
Yeah. And he's like, I need your help in this war. And she's like, I choose to focus on my relationship with Tamlin. It's going really well. I get outdoor privileges now, and we have sex a lot. So, like, eventually I'll get to go maybe a little further. Maybe I'll get to even stroll around the nearby forest if I take a few more years and have a bunch more sex. Did you think about that, Rhys? Exactly. Now I am going to walk my skeletal ass over there and take a bath. Good day, sir.
Leans against the wall to catch her breath after all that talking.
So he forces her to study a lot and keeps pushing on her mental barriers, and she gets fire fists and ice magic like Superman. And she's like, wow, yeah, there's a new Superman movie, Ben. Anyway, she's like, I'm actually happy to be in the night court because in the spring court, I've been really numb. Isn't that weird? Anyway, I'm going back home. Bye, guys. And the sentries have returned and she can't leave the house again. Wow. Thanks a lot, Rhys. I had outdoor privileges and now I lost them. And Lucian will ask Tamlin to train her in her magic powers. And that will work out really well because he listens to Lucian and cares about his opinions. Some sort of threat has broken into the Spring Court. No one tells her. They talk about how their offspring will have all the power of the High Lords. And, like, it'd be really bad if they found out about that because then someone might, like, abduct her and then breed her.
Yeah. It's always a threat, I guess.
And then Aanthe is like, maybe Rhys will do that too, Tamlin. You should watch out for that guy. And I'm like, maybe you should watch out for this priestess. She sounds like she's not a great person.
Start a lot of shit for somebody who ran from a war for 50 years.
And now then Tamlin's like, I'm going out and you're not allowed to leave. And he locks her in with magic. And she starts having a complete meltdown panic attack, activating all of the powers. And then she is wrapped in darkness and no one can see her. And I think Alice calls? Someone calls the night court.
Yeah,
So like, this is a job for the night court.
Alice calls. Rhys is not allowed to straight up steal her against the conditions of the agreement. So they have Morgan do it because...
And then she also has a stopover in a different court before going back to the night court or something. That way it's all legal, baby. Night court.
Probably
so now...
Right.
And she's like, you know what? Fuck that guy. He locked me in a house. I'm done with his stupid ass. Rhys, I want to go and live life and shit. And he's like, all right, I'm going to take you to a special place, but can't tell anyone about it. It's a fucking city. And they go to a town home, Ben, and that's the end of part 1.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, no, it gave me some Amsterdam vibes,
Yeah, that's the end of part 1. We've been recording for a long time.
We have.
It's a long book.
and a long dick.
And on that note, I'm going to thank our our yacht plantier lords of the Fae, Isekai Sensei Sama of That Time I Got Reincarnated in the Same World as an Anime podcast. You know who's going to get reincarnated? Jurian. And into the same world. And he's going to be the same shitty guy. Then there's Jamie, the Gravy Man of the If You Want the Gravy blog. It's crazy that this hasn't been adapted yet into some sort of movie for somebody to review. They'll probably get like a terrible like Amazon show or something.
We can only hope.
Yep. We have Spooky Shy with a Y, over on TikTok, who had to answer several uncomfortable questions during this book and hear me make a lot of inappropriate jokes. We have John Bierce, actual author of The Rack, The Mage Errant, and The City That Would Eat the World. All right. Well, this is a 3-parter.